Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak, and welcome to the podcast mini-series Empowered to Thrive, a journey to loving yourself and life. This series is all about unlocking the tools, mindset, and practices to help you feel empowered, confident, and full of purpose. Now, if you've been following along, you know we've already touched on some powerful topics in this series, and today's episode is no different. I want to dive into something that's close to all of our hearts: relationships. Today, we're talking about the power of relationships, building meaningful connections. Because let's be honest, the connections we form, whether with others or ourselves, play a huge role in how we thrive in life. So grab a cup of tea or coffee or your favorite drink and get cozy, or take me with you on your walk. And let's dive into how creating healthy relationships can empower you to thrive as the amazing woman you are. So I want to start off with a question. Think about the people in your life right now, your friends, your family, your coworkers, maybe even your romantic partner. Ask yourself this: do these relationships light me up, or do they drain my energy? Empowering relationships are the ones that make you feel supported, understood, and valued. They're the kind of connections where you feel safe to be your authentic self and where the other person feels safe to do the same. On the flip side, disempowering relationships leave you feeling emotionally drained, unworthy, or like you have to dim your light to just keep the peace. These are the relationships where you may feel judged, unsupported, or even manipulated. Now, I want to emphasize something very important here. No relationship will be perfect all the time. Even empowering relationships will have their challenges, but the key difference is this: in empowering relationships, there is a foundation of mutual respect, trust, and growth. In disempowering ones, it often feels like a one-way street. So here's my first challenge for you. Take a moment to reflect on your relationships. Which ones empower you? Which ones drain you? Awareness is the first step towards building the kind of connections that truly support your journey. So now let's talk about something that can feel a little tricky, but is absolutely essential: boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They're not about shutting people out or being mean. Boundaries are about protecting your energy and creating space for what truly matters to you. They're about teaching people how to treat you. For example, maybe you have a friend who constantly dumps their problems on you without ever asking how you're doing. Or perhaps there's a family member who doesn't respect your time or decisions. Setting a boundary in these situations might sound like, "Hey, I care about you, but I don't have the emotional capacity for this conversation right now." Or, "I need some time to focus on myself, but I'm here for you when I can be." Remember, the way you communicate your boundaries is just as important as the boundary itself. Communication with kindness, clarity, and authenticity. And don't be afraid to repeat yourself if needed. You're not being difficult. You're being intentional. And here's the thing: healthy boundaries don't just protect you, they also strengthen your relationships. When you set boundaries, you're showing others what you value, and you're creating space for more honest, authentic connections. Setting boundaries can be really tricky, but just take small steps. And it's even important to set boundaries with ourselves. I had to do that with my business. I work from home. I'm a business owner and I have kids. And for a long time, I was taking really good care of my needs. But then some of the things in my business weren't being taken care of. Or I'd say yes to a friend when I really had work to do. I had to find really good boundaries and establish them for myself so then I could establish them with others. So when it comes to boundary setting, it's also knowing what you need and also what you don't need. And then that way you can say yes to the things that light you up and no to the things that don't. So now let's zoom out a bit and talk about the bigger picture, the importance of community and mentorship. As women, we thrive in community. There's something magical about being surrounded by other women who just get it, who walk similar paths and who are there to cheer you on, lift you up, and remind you of your power. One of the huge things that we're missing for so long on my own self-love journey was community. I felt lost, I felt alone, and I really felt like the black sheep of everything. Everyone I was hanging out with wasn't, meditating or practicing yoga or even healing parts of themselves. At least in my circle of friends and different things, like I felt really alone. Now, maybe they were doing it, but we weren't talking about it. And it wasn't until I moved to the coast in BC that I really connected with people face to face and really felt supported. It was really incredible. So if you're feeling stuck or isolated, I encourage you to seek out a community where you can connect with like-minded women. This could be a local group or an online community. And I actually have an online community. It's called the BU Community Room. It's a private group for people like you, people that are looking for a safe place, that are on their self-love journey and want support, encouragement, and room to grow and really embrace their uniqueness and really discover who they truly are. You can also find book clubs. Anything that you love to do, go to different groups that do that, and you will find yourself around other people that love the same things. The key is finding people who inspire you and who share your values. And let's not forget the power of mentorship. Mentors are like guiding lights, people who've been where you are and can offer wisdom and encouragement as you go along your beautiful journey. If you don't already have a mentor, consider reaching out to someone you admire. Most people are more than happy to share their experience and support with you. And in fact, with my group, I do connect with people. So if you even want to connect with me, going to the BU community room is where you can also reach out to me as well and get support. I'm not in there every day, sometimes not even every week, depending on life. I do try and find a balance between family and my work. I love what I do, and I literally could do it without sleeping or eating for quite a long time, but that's not a healthy balance. So I'm not always in there. But anyways, that is a way to reach me if you want support, because I have walked on my own self-love journey for almost 2 decades now. And here's the beautiful thing about mentorship. It's a two-way street. Whether you're being mentored or mentoring someone else, both roles are incredibly empowering. So I love talking with other women. Even on the street when I'm talking and sharing, I reach out and I connect with people all the time. It feels so good to share my experiences, the things I've learned and are continuing to learn. I have struggles and I like to share them because I don't need to be the only one that learns from them. I'm sure I'm struggling with something. Other people out there are too. So I love sharing. This is why I have this podcast. I want to help others. So to me, helping you is incredible. And I would love to invite you into the BU community room if that's something you'd like to do and connect with other people too. All right. You don't think I'd let you go through this episode without bringing it back to the most important relationship of all, did you? That's right. I'm talking about the relationship you have with yourself. Here's the thing. You can't pour from an empty cup. I've said this for quite some time, since I've been a coach, actually. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not speaking kindly to yourself, honoring your needs, and showing yourself love, it's going to be much harder to show up fully in relationships with others. I've seen it myself. The more I start loving myself, the more I attract people that have similar values, that are on the similar paths. It's not exact paths because we're all unique and we're all doing our own thing. But I really find the more I honor who I am and know what I want to do and love myself more, I attract the relationships that are fulfilling. And it's so beautiful. So how do you nurture your relationship with yourself? Start by checking in with yourself regularly. Ask, what do I need right now? How am I feeling? And then practice self-compassion. When you make a mistake, treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend. And don't underestimate the power of self-care. It's not just about bubble baths, face masks, although if those are what you love, those things are great. Self-care is about whatever fills your cup. Whether that's journaling, taking a walk, sitting at the beach, dancing, simply giving yourself permission to rest. When you're creating a loving, supporting relationship with yourself, you'll find that it naturally spills over into your connections with others. So here's the big takeaway from today's episode. Meaningful connections, whether with others or yourself, are essential to your journey of empowerment. When you surround yourself with empowering relationships, set healthy boundaries, build community, and nurture your own self-love, you create a foundation and thrive in every area of your life. And here's my challenge for you this week. Identify one relationship in your life that you want to nurture or improve. Maybe it's with a friend, a family member, or even yourself. Then take one intentional step towards strengthening that connection. Maybe that step is sending a kind message, scheduling time to catch up, or simply being more patient when you're together. Or simply being more present when you're together. Whatever it is, take that step today. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Loving Me, Myself, and Life. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of our Empowered to Thrive mini-series, which is a 5-part mini-series. In next week's episode, we're going to talk, And in next week's episode, we're going to be talking about becoming unstoppable, personal growth, and owning your power. And if today's episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it. Please come over to the BU community room on my website at jodymisiak.com or connect with me on Instagram. Until next time, remember, you are worthy of love, connection, and a life that lights you up. Take care, and I'll see you next episode. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.